Hello everyone, this is Shiju Philippos and I will be your presenter for the day. Today we will be discussing about the fire alarm systems. We already discussed about fire extinguishers and what are the type of the fires and how and when which fire extinguishers is to be used. So today we will be discussing about fire alarm systems. Now, speaking about the primary functions of a fire alarm systems, as the name suggests, the main purpose is to activate the fire suppression system. So that is, there has to be a system in which if a fire happens, a fire mishappening happens, there will be a suppression system that is using a fire extinguisher or a sprinkler or whatever the method be. So that is a suppression system. So main purpose of a fire detection system is to activate the fire suppression system. So that is the main purpose. And then it is integrate with security systems and appropriate entities so that it gives fire alarms and informs the responsible personnel that fire is happening. So the main purpose is to activate the suppression system, and at the same time it integrate with the security systems and appropriate entities as per the design. Now, it also controls auxiliary building fire safety devices, your emergency lighting, elevator capture and other system to enhance life safety. For example, the elevators, if a fire is happening, automatically this fire detection system, once it detects the fire has happened, it will automatically send a message or send a signal or message to inform that, or it makes the elevator stop to enhance the life safety. So that is another major thing. It also provides intelligence to responding firefighters, like data-wise, like what is the type of the fire, what is the intensity of the fire, which is the location in which the fire is happening, how fast the fire is spreading. So all these intelligent data will be provided to responding firefighters. So if we discuss about fire detection systems or the fire systems, the primary responsibility is to activate the fire suppression system. And then it integrates with the security systems and the appropriate entities. And also it controls the auxiliary building fire safety devices, your escalator, elevator capture, and then your emergency lightings and other systems with the sole purpose of enhancing the life safety. And it also provides intelligence to the responding firefighters. Now let's discuss what are the main components of an alarm system. The first and foremost main component is the fire alarm control panel, or referred to as FACP. That is the first and the foremost most important component of an alarm system, an FACP, fire alarm control panel. Now FACP receives message from the initiating devices and performs turning on the notification. The elevator recalls, the HVAC shutdown, and the notifying alarm monitoring center. So it is like a central processing unit of a computer. So it receives messages from the initiating devices that the fire is happening, fire mishap is happening, and then it performs turning on notifications and elevator recall and HVAC shutdown. All the HVAC system has to be shut down, and then it notifies the alarm monitoring center. And it can be an addressable or a non-addressable form of alarm system. It can work. Now, addressable systems or non-addressable systems are two main different types of alarm system. Non-addressable system is sometimes referred to as a conventional system, where the signals will come saying that, okay, the fire mishaps is happening in a certain location, but an exact location or pinpointed location of or location of where exactly the fire has happened or which equipment is on fire, that data may not be available. In case of addressable, the exact data about where the fire has happened, or if an equipment is on fire or has caused the fire, the exact data will be available in case of an addressable. So the first and foremost component is FACP, that is fire alarm control panel. It receives messages from the initiating devices and performs turning on notifications, elevator recall, HVAC shutdown, and notifying the alarm monitoring center. It can be either working on basis of an addressable or a non-addressable fire alarm system. Now, what may be the initiating devices? Initiating devices are the devices which get information that the fire is happening, and it initiate alarms. That is the main purpose of an initiation device. That is, it initiate alarms, and it can be either addressable or non-addressable, as we discussed earlier. That is, exact spot information may be available or may not be available. Depending on that, you have addressable or non-addressable. That is, it initiate the alarms. Then you have the pull station as part of an initiation devices. Pull station is where you can pull a lever or something and initiate the process. Where sometimes you can see in a building, in a location, a small red openings or entity where there will be a pull lever which is provided. You can pull, and then the initiating devices, it can be initiated. So that is another type. Duct detectors. Duct detectors are the one in which, if there is any issue happening in a smoke or something inside happening in the duct will, or the duct, any mishappenings happening inside the duct detectors will detect that. Smoke detectors detect the smoke and then decide, or then get informed that this is happening, the fire is happening, and then it initiate the devices. Beam detectors where is a device where the beams will be continuously flowing, and whenever a smoke appears, the beam will identify, when fall on the smoke, it will get initiated. So that is the beam detectors. Then heat detectors is there. When there is the ambient temperature understanding, and when it increases above a set limit, then it detects that heat and initiate the alarm device. Then you have the tamper switches. The tamper switches are used to, in case where you want to tamper the system and then initiate the process. And then you have the air aspirating devices. So these are the type of initiating devices. As we discussed, the main purpose is to initiate the alarms. It can be either addressable or a non-addressable one. Then it can be a pull station, it can be a duct detector, it can be a smoke detector, it can be a beam detector, it can be heat detectors, or it can be a tamper switch or air aspirating detectors. Now, again, about the components of an alarm systems. It is, first part is the pull station, where, as we discussed earlier, you can pull and initiate it, and then you have the smoke detectors, the duct detectors, the heat detectors, the beam detectors, or air aspirating or air sampling smoke detectors. That is, it samples the air and then detects if there is some smoke or fire is happening, and then it initiates the initiating devices. Water flow switches. So all these parts come as a components of an alarm system. Now, again, just to give a detailed explanations of discussion about the components of an alarm system. Tamper switches, notification devices, the devices which are used to give the notification. Audible devices which can create audible noises or informations for others to receive it. Strobes or horns, dialers or communicators, NAC power suppliers, all these forms part of an alarm system. Now, what are the type of fire alarm systems? As we discussed earlier, you have the conventional fire alarm system or the non-addressable fire alarm system, where the exact location may not be identified, only the region or where it is happening only will be notified. In case of an addressable fire system, you will specifically be notified that this equipment is on fire, or this is the equipment where the fire is happening, or this is the exact spot in which the fire is happening. And then you have the hybrid fire alarm system, which uses a combination of addressable and non-addressable system. So you have the conventional non-addressable fire alarm system, or then you have the addressable system, and then you have a hybrid fire alarm system. So fire alarm system, as we discussed, is the main component which has the primary functions of activating the fire suppression system with an intention of suppressing the fire. And it is normally integrated with the security system and appropriate entities. Now, it provides intelligence to the responding firefighters, and it also controls the auxiliary building fire safety devices, your emergency lighting, the HVAC shutdowns, the elevator capture, and all the system which is used to enhance the life safety. I hope you enjoy